What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Build It Break Garage episode. Sorry about the wind noise if there is any. This video is going to cover me fixing my new car, which I haven't introduced to you guys yet, but I got one of the most abused cars in America, a 2013 Chevy Cruze. It's got some minor dings and dents all the way around it, but of course, when you get to the main part, what we're doing today is we're going to start fixing the major damage to this fender and to the door. So I got replacement panels in the garage ready to go, but they are currently beige. I'll go show it to you real quick. So I've got replacement panels and they're right here. So you may have caught those in a couple of other videos, but I've had them for a minute. Yeah, I got a new fender, a nice clean whole door. I got these all for 150 bucks. There goes my RS spoiler. I have some really cool friends, and one of them used to work at a body shop named Alex. Thank you, Alex, if you're watching this. He brought home a spoiler for a Cruze, so I get to add that on the back, and that's kind of cool. So, I mean, it's not something I necessarily would have bought for this car, because this car is going to be a daily commuter, so I'm not really trying to modify this car. Obviously, I've done that to every other car I've had, so it's kind of nice to have one that's just kind of nice and just stock. Since I have the spoiler, I might as well throw it on, since I'm going to be painting these things anyway, so I'm going to get that painted too. I got color matching spray paint, so we're going to see how that color matches, and yeah. For right now though, we gotta hop in the Cruze, and we are gonna go head off to Lowe's and go meet up with someone that hasn't been on the videos in a while. We need to pick up some tape, some sandpaper, and some primer so we can get started on this project. Off to Lowe's we go. Okay, well, the Cruze made it safely to getting to Lowe's, as you can tell. Now let's walk in and see if we can find our favorite essential employee. Alright, well, I had to run through the store really quick, but I just wanted to show you guys. Ran into Joe. Haven't seen him in a while. But yeah, I had to run through the store. They're closing in like 5 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and get the cash out, and then we're heading back to the garage. Alright, guys, well, got all the stuff I needed, and got the primer and the sandpaper and everything, so now it's time to head back to the garage, as I just said before. Hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing Joey for a second. It was my first time seeing him in like weeks, so it was kind of nice to see somebody that, you know, wasn't the wife. So I'm going to go ahead and head back to the garage and get started. Alright, well, we made it back to the garage nice and safe and sound. The first thing we need to do is actually get these things, fenders and body parts, actually cleaned up. So I just took this out and hit it with the power washer and just got it all nice and wet. Then I'm wiping all the dirt off of it. After I get all the dirt off of it, then I'll hit it with quick detailer real quick, just to make sure the surface is nice and clean, and then we'll start wet sanding and getting it ready for primer. The door is going to be a lot bigger of a challenge. I actually have to take the back door panel apart, get the rubber trim off of it, get it all taped off, so the door is going to be the fun part, but the fender is nice and easy, so let's go ahead and get that started. Well, I got the fender all nice and clean. I got it all dried off, as you can see. Next thing to do is to cover up that car, because it's about to get dusty in here, and I just cleaned it, as you saw from the last video, and I don't want to get it dirty again, so I'm going to get the car cover out and get it all covered so I don't get it dusty. And then we start sanding on the fender. Alright, guys, well, I got the fender pretty much sanded. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna go ahead and do this another day. But I'm pretty much whooped for the day, so it's like 9 o'clock at night. I had some people come over and visit, so yeah. So I'll be seeing you guys in like 2 seconds, and the next day I start this. Okay, and just like that, it's a new day. Like I said, I got the fender all sanded down and everything, got it ready to paint. It's just starting to get warm enough to actually throw down some paint on it, but the next thing I'm going to work on is this door, and I got to take the interior panel off. I'm going to take off the rubber molding, and then I got to take the mirror off the other side, and then tape off everything, and then start working on that. I'm thinking about popping the door handle off. I'm gonna see how hard that might be when I open up the door panel, but that might make it a little easier to paint, but hopefully it comes off nice and easy, so we'll find out. But yeah, so enjoy watching me tear apart this door. As you can tell, I got the back of the door all stripped. I took the rubber molding off. I don't know if it's gonna go back on or I'm gonna get a new piece because a lot of those clips broke, which kind of sucks, but I didn't know how to tape that off, so I needed to take it off regardless. Got the inner door panel off, and that's one I'm not gonna be using because my car has a gray stripe on where the handle is. It has a gray stripe, so that door panel I'm not gonna be using. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get this thing up onto this table and I'm going to take the mirror off, and then I'm going to start taping off all the glass. So yeah, this will be the interesting part because this door weighs like 100 pounds and I am very, very weak. So let's hope I can actually get this thing up there without killing myself. Alright, well, I got the door up onto the table, and I got the mirror off and the molding off, as you can see here. Luckily, I found I don't have to tape off all of this because there's no paint up top, so really I just have to worry about this panel in particular and the door jambs. But as you can see, it's pretty dirty right now, and if I'm going to be sanding this thing down, I don't want it to have extra dirt particles on it because that's going to make deeper grooves. I want this thing to come out pretty smooth after I sand it, so I'm going to go ahead and clean it off with some Windex and get it all nice and clean first, and then start sanding. Alright, well, now that I got that all nice and clean, I think I came up with a game plan. See, I only bought 2 cans of the base coat that I need, and the color, at least. I've only bought 2 cans of that, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna have a whole lot left over by doing the door and the fender. So instead of painting the door jamb, instead of painting all in here the blue, I'm gonna go ahead and paint it. I'm just gonna hit it with some black, and if I do have some paint left over, I'll just hit it with the blue. But if I don't, at least the door jamb's black, and that's going to look a lot better than having a beige door jamb every time you open the door. So, and the color is already pretty dark, so I mean even if it goes black, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's not a show car or anything, it's a freaking Cruze, for God's sake. So I'm going to go ahead and get things taped off, hit it with some black, and then yeah, start sanding the top part. Alright, well, I started taping stuff off, and it's hard to know what I need to tape off and what I don't, but the good thing is that I have a perfectly good Cruze right here that's already all assembled, so I can see what it can be seen and what can't be. So yeah, that's why we're replacing it right there. But like right up here, see, now I know where to tape off, so I'm only worried about this section. All right here, I'm not too worried about, so that makes it a lot easier to tape off. So, well, back to the garage and tape some more. Alright, what's up, guys? So, I got some people that came over, so we are being socially aware and all wearing masks, as you can tell. And I got the door jamb of the door painted black. I got it all nice and black for right now, and that way, in case I can't paint the door jamb body color, at least it'll be black instead of gold. So I'm gonna let this dry up, and then next thing I'm gonna start sanding off the front of the door and getting it ready for body color. Okay, well, as you guys saw, I just got the door all sanded up and it's all nice and finished now. Got rid of some of the chips and stuff that was in the paint. perfectly. I got it all nice and wiped down. It is ready for paint. So next thing to do is prime it. So hopefully that goes good. Alright guys, well, I got the door all primed up. As you can see, it's pretty striped up, but that doesn't really matter because I'm going to go ahead and wet sand this after it gets all dry. And because I want this paint to actually look really good, so I'm going to make sure I lay it over a really nice clean base. Next thing I'm going to do is wipe down the fender that I prepared earlier, and I'm going to go ahead and get this in primer so that way they can both dry at the same time. Alright guys, well, I got both the fender and the door into primer, and there's definitely some big sags that I'm going to have to wet sand out. I'm going to go ahead and leave that off for today. I'm going to let this dry completely before I start to mess with it, so that way I don't have any kind of problems with the primer not being ready to be sanded yet. So I will check back in with you guys when we are ready to spray the color coat finally, which probably be in a couple days. So yeah. Okay, and on to day 3. So it's been about 2 days since I primed the panels, and they dried up really nice and good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wet sand them with 1000 grit sandpaper and get it all super nice and smooth, and then hopefully lay down a base coat today. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on this wet sanding. Okay, and just like that, I got the door wet sanded and the fender sanded. I gotta still wipe them down with alcohol, but you can almost see a shine, which means that it is going to be a really nice and smooth finish. Also, that looks pretty decent too. So next thing to do is I'm wiping them down with a clean towel and an alcohol pad to get rid of all the excess residue that's still left on them. And then the first coat of base goes on, so that's the fun part. So enjoy watching me paint this. Okay, well, as you can see from the time lapse, I got the first coat on, and I just had to put the door vertical because the way that the paint can was working, it did not like being sprayed flat. And as you can see, I got tiger stripes like freaking crazy. I'm gonna have to try to do the same thing for the fenders or something, because I got the same tiger stripe deal going on because it's just an inconsistent spray pattern. But hopefully by having the door like that, now I should be able to get a nice spray on the other can. So I'm gonna let this first coat tack up a little bit, and then go ahead and start spraying it, and hopefully the second coat comes out good. But the color match looks pretty good, so that's good. But yeah, fingers crossed this actually doesn't look like crap. Alright, well, I got the second coat on, and it looks a lot better. As you can see, a lot of the tiger striping went away. Still a little bit, but it's not too bad. Got the fender all done pretty much. I think I'm going to throw one more coat on both of these, and then at least one more coat of the base coat, and then goes the clear. So as you can see, I set up a little light so I can actually see, because it was pretty dark at the bottom. I couldn't really tell what I was doing, so everything's working out pretty good. So let's get this last coat on, and then let it tack up, and then I'm going to hit it with the clear. Alright, so I just let the door and the fender dry completely, so the paint's all nice and dry, so it's all ready for clear. I'm not going to be able to do the spoiler. I don't have enough paint left, so maybe one day I'll get another can of spray paint and we'll put the spoiler on. But for right now, the main parts are the fender and the door to get rid of that damage. But I might go ahead and get this clear started. Alright, time for the second coat of clear coat. Dried up pretty nicely, the first coat. And even over here, got the fender looking pretty good. So, that's all nice and shiny. Definitely going to need a wet sand and polish. And that's why I'm laying this clear on so thick. But after this, I'm going to go ahead and leave this video off. Appreciate you guys for watching. I know this was kind of a long one, but the next video is going to be installing the fender and the door. So I have to take apart a lot of the car to get it on, so it's going to be interesting, and it's a car I've never really worked on, so it should be really fun trying to get this door on. So, but anyway, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to hit the like and comment and subscribe button, and we'll be seeing you later. Peace.